Hello, my name is Grace Martin. Thank you for being here today as I present the completion of my work in the Master of Science in Instructional Design and Educational Technology program. Over the course of this presentation, I'll walk you through key milestones from my journey in the IDET program, give you an in-depth look at my capstone project, and respond to two practical scenarios that highlight how I would apply what I've learned in real-world settings. Here's a quick overview of what I'll be covering today. First, I'll reflect on my journey through the IDET program by highlighting some major milestones and skills developed along the way. Second, I'll present my capstone project, an original client-based training course I created for a local business. This project truly brought together everything that I've learned in a practical and meaningful way. And third, I'll respond to two dense scenario questions. These questions simulate situations where I would be called on to assess needs, design instruction, and lead learning initiatives, whether in a school setting or corporate training environment. The first part is my IDET journey milestones. I began the IDET program in 2023, motivated by a deep interest in combining technology, creativity, and education to design effective learning experiences. From the very first semester, I immersed myself in instructional design theory and the foundations of learning technology. I was eager to explore how to design instruction that not only meets learning goals, but also feels engaging and meaningful to the learner. Throughout the program, I developed proficiency in several major tools and platforms used in the field. For learning management systems, I worked extensively in Canvas to structure course content and assessments. I used Canva to create visual storyboards and learner materials. I explored Articulate 360 and Adobe Captivate to build simulations and interactive e-learning, and I used CoAssemble to build structured, responsive online training modules. My coursework introduced me to the research-based design models like IDET, and I also gained hands-on experience applying accessibility standards and universal design for learning principles in both content creation and course structure. One of the key external credentials I earned during this journey was the Google Educator Level 1 certification. It validated my ability to use Google tools to support teaching and learning, and it emphasized the importance of digital integration in the modern classroom. A highlight project I'm especially proud of was my food chains game, developed during my technology integration course. It used game-based learning, accessibility features, and engaging visuals to teach science content to elementary students. Projects like these gave me the opportunity to connect pedagogy with real-world tools and learner needs. In addition to coursework, I devoted time to mastering the technical side of instructional design. I learned to develop detailed storyboards using Canva and Google Slides, create and edit multimedia like training videos and graphics, build quizzes and formative assessments tied to learning objectives, apply learner-centered design principle to improve engagement. All these skills came into play during the final phase of my journey, the capstone project. Before officially beginning my capstone, I spent time refining my technical skills and studying industry standard tools. I also reviewed best practices in adult learning and customer service training to prepare for working with my real-world client. This set the stage for a meaningful collaboration with a local business and the opportunity to create something that would have lasting value. Moving on to my capstone project, titled Bevy Customer Service Etiquette Training. For my capstone, I partnered with the Bevy, a mobile bartending service based in Virginia Beach. They wanted a self-paced training program that prepares staff, many of whom are part-time workers, for real-world customer service scenarios. My goal was to create a course that was friendly and relatable, grounded in solid customer service principles, easy to access and complete, and was visually engaging and aligned with their brand. To get started, I created a Google Form intake survey and worked with my subject matter expert, Kimberly Mulgrew, co-owner of the Bevy, to learn more about the target learners. The majority were young adults, many with minimal formal customer service training. They often worked flexible shifts, so I needed to design something that respected their time and felt useful for the first screen. Using that data, I created a learner profile that guided the tone, length, and structure of the training. I made sure to use plain language and use visuals to model the expected behavior. To bring this training to life, I used several digital tools. Google Sites hosted all project materials in one accessible place. Canva helped me storyboard and design consistent slide visuals. CoAssemble was the main platform for the training modules, quizzes, and learner progress tracking, and Beyond allowed me to create short animated videos showing service expectations in action. These tools gave me flexibility and kept the learning environment polished and professional. The training consists of 5 concise story-based modules. The first module, Welcome to the Bevy, introduces the company's mission, values, and the unique experience they aim to deliver. In the brand and appearance section, it walks through the dress code, expectations, personal appearance, and how to represent the brand professionally. In engaging with guests, learners explore strategies for greeting guests, taking cues from body language, and keeping the experience enjoyable. For service flow, this module outlines the full event process from arriving on site and setting up to serving, cleaning, and packing up efficiently. The final section, Handling Tough Moments, offers conflict resolution techniques and practical examples of how to stay calm and professional in difficult situations. Each module includes scenario-based storytelling, interactive questions, and short video demonstrations to reinforce the material. After sharing a first draft with my client, I received valuable feedback. They loved the visual style and flow, but they wanted a more casual and friendly tone. They wanted more focus on real examples from past events, and they also wanted the training to be reordered for better pacing. I made those changes and streamlined the content to keep it digestible and focused on what to do in real-life work situations. This project brought everything together, from learner analysis and content design to technology integration and client communication. I managed every phase. I conducted the needs assessment. I outlined learning goals and objectives. I designed visuals and videos. I built the course in CoAssemble. And I revised based on real-time client feedback. I left this experience with more confidence in my process, technical skill, and ability to serve diverse learners in real-world contexts. And now I'm going into my defense questions and application. I'll be transitioning to the third and final part of this presentation, 2 defense scenario questions that demonstrate how I would apply my training to support instructional design in schools and corporate settings. Scenario 1, Needs Assessment for Teacher Professional Development. In this first scenario, I'm stepping into the role of an educational technology consultant at George Washington High School. Principal Chris Conwell has asked me to begin by conducting a needs assessment to determine the types of training teachers require for effective technology integration. This situation allows me to demonstrate how I assess needs, build training strategies, and deliver solutions tailored to real-life educator challenges. For the needs assessment plan, I would launch a 3-part needs assessment process. A Google Form survey to all faculty and staff. This would include Likert scales and open-ended questions that focus on their current tech comfort level, use of digital tools, training preferences, and time constraints. I would do department-based focus groups to dive deeper into the context behind the survey data and uncover barriers or systematic challenges. I would also conduct individual interviews with administrators to understand their instructional goals, expectations for technology integration, and any scheduling or resource constraints that may influence the design of professional development. Sample questions for the teacher survey would include: what types of technology do you currently use in your classroom? How confident do you feel integrating technology into lessons? And what barriers prevent you from using technology more often? These 3 survey questions are carefully selected to guide the needs assessment process and ensure the professional development we design is relevant and effective for our teachers. First, What types of technology do you currently use in your classroom helps establish a baseline. It allows me to see what tools are already being implemented, which can help highlight both common practices and underused resources. This allows me to tailor training to build on what teachers are already familiar with. Next, how confident do you feel in integrating technology into lessons? Directly addresses teacher readiness. It helps me understand not just what teachers know, but how they feel about applying the knowledge. A teacher may have access to a tool, but still lack confidence in using it effectively. This question identifies those opportunities for support. Finally, what barriers prevent you from using technology more often? Gives a voice to the challenges that teachers face, whether it's lack of time, training, support, or equipment. By identifying these barriers up front, I can design solutions that are realistic, targeted, and supportive. Together, these questions don't just gather data, they help shape a professional development experience that is grounded in teachers' actual needs and circumstances, leading to a more meaningful, sustainable result. Let's say the data shows that while 80% of teachers use tools like Google Slides and Kahoot, only 25% are utilizing interactive LMS features such as discussions, quizzes, or analytical tools. Many teachers express low confidence in building engaging digital lessons and cite time and unclear expectations as barriers. This gives me two key insights. Teachers want to use technology but need structured support, and they need simple targeted training and ongoing encouragement, not just one-off workshops. Two key trends emerge from the data. Teachers frequently use slides and video, but interactivity remains low. There's a strong interest in learning how to create more engaging and interactive lessons using Canvas. These findings confirm that the desire is there. We just need to remove the barriers and empower teachers with the tools and training. From these findings, I'd create two measurable training goals. Within one semester, 80% of staff will implement new technologies into their lessons. By the end of the semester, after running a second round of surveys, the data will show that teachers feel more confident in using technology in their classes, and these goals keep us focused on both adoption and confidence. They're structured to allow us to measure success and iterate if needed. To support these goals, I would implement the following professional development strategies. I would develop a Google site to serve as a central hub for video tutorials, FAQs, and instructional resources, allowing teachers to access support materials at their convenience. I would host hands-on training sessions that are recorded and uploaded to the Google site for on-demand review. I would set up dedicated Slack channels where teachers can share questions, feedback, and support as they integrate new technologies into the classrooms, and conduct monthly check-ins with teachers to address any outstanding questions and monitor their comfort and progress with the software. These strategies ensure that professional learning is accessible, personalized, and ongoing, giving teachers the tools and support that they need to succeed. To close out scenario one, here are the key takeaways. Conducting a thorough needs assessment ensures that our training is not only relevant, but also truly meets the needs of educators. It's the foundation for any successful professional development plan. Ongoing support and collaboration opportunities, like having a resource hub, a Slack channel, and monthly check-ins, makes a big difference in implementation success. When support is accessible and consistent, teachers are more likely to stick to the new tools. Aligning training with both teacher interests and school goals creates a professional development experience that is not only effective, but sustainable. When everyone sees value in the training, it becomes a long-term part of the school culture and not just a one-time event. These principles guided my decisions throughout the scenario and would do the same in any real-world school-based training initiative. Moving on to scenario two, corporate multimedia training project. In the second scenario, I'm leading a corporate multimedia training project, and the training is being delivered to adult learners working across multiple locations and possibly time zones. This project demands careful planning, intuitive design, and consistent communication across a distributed team. The model that I would use as the framework for development process standards is the IDET model. For analyze, I would start with a Qualtrics survey and short interviews to pinpoint training gaps, platform familiarity, and learner preference. To design, I would use Canva or Google Slides to map out the storyboard, include branching scenarios, and identify knowledge checks. To develop, I would build content in Articulate 360 using simulations, hotspots, and real-world tasks. I would also design complementary visuals in Canva. When implementing, I would upload the course to CoAssemble or Articulate 360, where it's accessible to learners on demand. I would stagger the launch dates across departments to monitor rollout. And finally, evaluate. I would do post-training surveys, quizzes, and analytics. Dashboards would be used to track engagement, comprehension, and follow-up needs. To ensure a high-quality learner experience, I'd follow a strict set of design standards. Visual consistency with logo use, fonts, and color schemes across materials, accessibility through alt text, captions, and screen reader support, user interaction with mobile responsiveness, and intuitive navigation. These standards promote both professionalism and usability for a diverse audience. In terms of project management, centralized communication is critical. I'd implement a streamlined strategy using weekly Teams meetings to review progress and troubleshoot challenges, Slack channels for daily check-ins, asynchronous updates, and file sharing, as well as a Google Drive for housing all documentation and assets. This clear communication strategy ensures alignment, prevents delays, and encourages real-time collaboration among the team. To maintain quality and alignment, I would conduct peer reviews at every phase and use Q&A checklists to catch gaps. I would include SME and user feedback loops early and often. I would also require final sign-off after each ADDIE milestone to keep all parties informed and invested. This process supports accountability, minimizes rework, and ensures that the final product is polished and ready for learners. Overall, Scenario 2 reinforces the importance of process and collaboration. Using the ADDIE model ensures a clear, thorough approach across teams. Centralized communication keeps the distributed team aligned. The strength of the project lies in managing structure and promoting collaboration for the best learner outcomes. And this scenario illustrates how strategic planning, accessible design, and team alignment come together to create effective corporate trainings. This program has given me the tools, mindset, and confidence to lead learning initiatives that are thoughtful, inclusive, and rooted in learner needs. Whether I'm supporting a school district or building custom training for a business, I feel well prepared to make a difference. Thank you so much for your time today and for allowing me to share my journey.